The massive viewport of the USS Horizon stretched before Commander Olivia Nash, displaying an endless canvas of stars. Her dark eyes reflected the shimmer of a nearby nebula as she reviewed the latest sensor readings. Something was different today, an anomaly that defied explanation. "Commander, the signal's getting stronger," Lieutenant James Harrison called from his station, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "It's unlike anything in our database." Olivia straightened her uniform, her commander's insignia catching the soft blue light of the bridge. At 35, she was one of the youngest commanders in the Earth Defense Fleet, known for her tactical brilliance and unwavering determination. "Analysis, Lieutenant." It's almost like it's calling to us specifically, ma'am. The frequency keeps shifting, but it maintains a pattern that matches our ship's quantum signature." Before Olivia could respond, the space before them warped and twisted, reality itself seeming to bend. A massive vessel emerged, its hull gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence. The ship was easily 3 times the size of the Horizon, its design a perfect blend of organic curves and geometric precision. "Battle stations," Olivia ordered calmly, though her heart raced. "Shields up, but weapons on standby only. Let's not start an interstellar incident." The alien vessel hung motionless in space, its presence both beautiful and terrifying. Then, without warning, a beam of light materialized on the bridge, coalescing into a towering figure that made every crew member freeze in their tracks. The alien stood nearly 8 feet tall, his broad shoulders covered in armor that seemed to shift colors like oil on water. His skin was a deep bronze, marked with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with his breathing. But it was his eyes that captured Olivia's attention. They were completely silver, yet somehow expressed more emotion than any human eyes she'd ever seen. "I am Kreldrax, war commander of the Etherian Empire." The alien's voice resonated through the bridge, a subtle harmonic undertone making the very air vibrate. "And you, Commander Olivia Nash, have been chosen." Olivia stepped forward, her hand instinctively resting on her phase pistol. "Chosen for what?" Kreldrax's mouth curved into what might have been a smile, revealing teeth that gleamed like polished pearl. "For the honor of becoming my eternal bondmate. Our species are compatible, and you possess qualities that make you worthy of joining the Etherian bloodline." A stunned silence fell over the bridge. Olivia felt her crew's eyes on her, but she maintained her composure. "I'm afraid that's not how we do things in human space, War Commander. We don't simply claim people as mates." "Ah, but this is not a simple claim." Kreldrax moved closer, his movements fluid despite his massive frame. "This is destiny. Our scientists have studied your species for decades. The genetic markers in your DNA, your natural leadership abilities, your warrior spirit, they all point to you being the perfect match." "And if I refuse?" Olivia challenged, standing her ground despite having to crane her neck to meet his gaze. "Then you shall have the right to challenge me in combat, as is our way." Kreldrax's silver eyes gleamed with something that looked suspiciously like anticipation. "But know this, Olivia Nash, I have never lost a challenge, and I do not intend to start now." Lieutenant Harrison cleared his throat nervously. "Commander, we're receiving transmissions from Earth Command. They're requesting immediate updates on the situation." Olivia never broke eye contact with Kreldrax. "Tell them we've made first contact with the Etherian Empire and that their war commander has just proposed an unusual diplomatic arrangement." "Not diplomatic," Kreldrax corrected. "Personal, sacred, eternal." Each word seemed to carry the weight of ancient tradition. You have until the rising of your Earth's next sun to decide, accept my claim, or face me in the challenge of worthiness. With that, Kreldrax's form began to shimmer. Just before he disappeared, he added, "Choose wisely, Olivia Nash. For regardless of your decision, you are already mine. The stars themselves have decreed it." As the alien vanished, Olivia sank into her command chair, her mind racing. In all her years of service, nothing had prepared her for this. She had 24 hours to either accept an alien warrior's claim or fight him in some sort of ritual combat. And somehow, deep in her gut, she knew this was only the beginning of a much larger adventure. The war room of the USS Horizon hummed with nervous energy as Admiral Marcus Thompson's hologram flickered before them. His weathered face bore the weight of decades of military service, now confronted with an unprecedented situation. "Let me get this straight, Commander Nash," the Admiral's voice crackled through the quantum calm. "An alien warrior has essentially proposed marriage, and if you refuse, you have to fight him." "That's the simplified version, sir," Olivia replied, her fingers drumming against the tactical display. "The Etherian Empire appears to be highly advanced. Their technology alone could revolutionize our understanding of space travel. And if you lose this challenge," Dr. Rachel Winston, the ship's chief xenobiologist, interjected. Her dark skin contrasted with the stark white of her lab coat as she studied the preliminary scans of Kreldrax. "He didn't specify," Olivia admitted, "but I don't intend to lose." The hologram of Kreldrax's ship loomed beside them, its strange beauty masking its obvious military capabilities. According to their scans, its weapon systems could reduce the horizon to atoms in seconds. "Commander," a new voice called. It was Lieutenant Harrison, his face pale. "The Etherian vessel is transmitting again. There. They're sending the rules of engagement for the challenge." The room's main display filled with flowing alien script, automatically translating into English. As Olivia read, her expression grew increasingly concerned. "The challenge of worthiness," she read aloud, "consists of 3 trials: mind, body, and spirit. The challenger must prove their capability in each domain or forfeit their right of refusal." Admiral Thompson leaned forward. "This is bigger than just you, Commander. How we handle this could set the tone for humanity's relationship with the Etherian Empire." "Permission to speak freely, sir." When the Admiral nodded, Olivia continued, "I think that's exactly why Kreldrax chose this approach. He's testing not just me, but our entire species." The ship's quantum communicator pulsed, and Kreldrax's imposing figure materialized in the war room. Several officers stepped back instinctively, but Olivia held her ground. "You have studied our terms," he stated, his silver eyes scanning the room before settling on Olivia. "Are you prepared to begin?" Dr. Winston stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her caution. "These trials, they won't permanently harm Commander Nash." Kreldrax's bioluminescent markings pulsed with what seemed like amusement. "The purpose is not to destroy, but to reveal. Each trial will show whether she is truly worthy of joining the Etherian bloodline." "And if I pass," Olivia challenged. "Then you will have earned the right to choose your own path," Kreldrax replied. "Though I suspect by then you will understand why the stars have drawn us together." Admiral Thompson's hologram flickered. "Commander Nash, as your superior officer, I cannot order you to participate in this challenge. But as someone who's defended Earth for 30 years, I can tell you that sometimes the bravest choice is to take a leap into the unknown." Olivia squared her shoulders, her decision made. I accept the challenge, War Commander. Kreldrax's markings glowed brighter. Excellent. The first trial begins now. He raised his hand, and a sphere of swirling energy appeared between them. This is the Mindscape Orb. It will link our consciousness, allowing me to assess your mental fortitude. Commander, Lieutenant Harrison warned, our sensors are detecting quantum fluctuations throughout the ship. Your crew's concern is unnecessary, Kreldrax assured them. The trial affects only the challenger. Are you ready, Olivia Nash? She met his silver gaze steadily. Ready. The Mindscape Orb expanded suddenly, enveloping Olivia in a cocoon of shifting light. Her physical body remained standing in the war room, but her mind was pulled into a realm of pure thought and memory. She found herself floating in a vast space filled with interconnected pathways of light, each one representing a different mental challenge. Kreldrax's presence was there too, not as his physical form, but as a guiding consciousness. Navigate the paths, his thoughts echoed in her mind. Show me the strength of your will, the depth of your wisdom, and the resilience of your spirit. As Olivia began to move through this mental landscape, she realized this was more than just a test. It was a glimpse into an entirely new way of existing, a bridge between human and Etherian consciousness. And somewhere in the depths of her mind, a small voice whispered that maybe, just maybe, Kreldrax was right about their connection. Olivia emerged from the Mindscape Orb gasping, her mind reeling from experiences that defied human comprehension. The war room materialized around her, but everything looked different now, sharper, clearer, as if the mental trial had enhanced her perceptions. Remarkable, Kreldrax's voice held genuine admiration. You navigated neural pathways that have broken lesser minds. The first trial is complete. Dr. Winston rushed forward with her medical scanner. Commander, your brain activity is off the charts. These patterns, they're unlike anything I've ever seen. The changes are permanent, Kreldrax explained, his bioluminescent markings pulsing with satisfaction. Your mind has evolved to better understand our way of thinking. Before Olivia could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. Lieutenant Harrison's fingers flew across his console. Multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace. They're Etherian but different design signatures. Kreldrax's expression darkened, his silver eyes narrowing. The Shadowclave, they weren't supposed to know. 3 sleek vessels materialized around them, their hulls darker and more angular than Kreldrax's ship. A new hologram appeared in the war room, another Etherian, but with stark white skin and obsidian markings. War Commander Kreldrax, the new alien's voice dripped with contempt. The High Council is most displeased. This unauthorized bonding ritual must cease immediately. High Inquisitor Vrethex, Kreldrax's voice remained steady, but Olivia sensed his tension. The ancient laws give me the right to choose my bondmate. Laws that were written before we discovered these primitives, Vrethex sneered. Commander Nash, I regret to inform you that this charade ends now. The Shadowclave has decreed that human DNA is too unstable for integration into our bloodlines. Olivia stepped forward, her enhanced mind processing the political undertones. This isn't about genetic compatibility at all, is it? You're afraid of what might happen if our species truly unite. Vrethex's black markings pulsed angrily. You understand nothing, human. Your kind spreads through the galaxy like a virus, adapting, changing, evolving faster than any species we've encountered. A human-Etherian hybrid line would be unpredictable, uncontrollable. Exactly. Kreldrax moved to stand beside Olivia, his massive frame radiating protective energy. That's precisely what our empire needs to survive. We've grown stagnant, Vrethex. The Shadowclave's obsession with genetic purity is leading us to extinction. The ship shuddered as energy beams from the Shadowclave vessels created a containment field around both the Horizon and Kreldrax's ship. Vrethex's hologram smiled coldly. The second trial was to be combat, yes? Let us combine it with the third. Prove your worth by surviving what comes next. The hologram vanished, and Olivia felt Kreldrax's hand on her shoulder. I never intended for this to happen, he said softly. The Shadowclave was supposed to be occupied in the Andromeda sector. You knew they would oppose this, Olivia realized. That's why you rushed the bonding challenge. Yes, he admitted, but I didn't expect them to go this far. They would rather destroy both our ships than allow us to complete the ritual. Lieutenant Harrison interrupted urgently. Commander, they're charging weapons. Our shields won't hold against that kind of firepower. Olivia's enhanced mind raced through possibilities, connecting dots faster than ever before. Kreldrax, the mindscape orb, can it link more than two consciousness? His silver eyes widened. Yes, but connecting multiple minds could be dangerous, potentially fatal. More fatal than what's about to happen, she turned to her crew. Everyone with combat training, link up. We're going to show the Shadowclave why they're right to fear human adaptability. Dr. Winston grabbed her arm. Commander, the neural stress could kill you all. Then we die trying to build a bridge between our species, Olivia replied firmly. She faced Kreldrax. You wanted a warrior worthy of your bloodline? Let me show you how humans fight for what they believe in. The mindscape orb appeared again, but this time Olivia reached for it willingly. As her consciousness expanded to join with Kreldrax and her crew, she felt power surge through her being. The Shadowclave wanted a demonstration of worth. They were about to get one they'd never forget.